Hi everybody, my name is Casey Harrison alongside with fellow State News basketball reporter Chase Michelson, breaking down after, I guess we're in the aftermath now of Michigan State's 68 win over Duke, 68-67 win over Duke in the Elite Eight. So Michigan State is going to the Final Four. They're headed to Minneapolis, and so are we.
Indeed.
This game came down to the wire, and for the third game in a row, Duke wasn't able to pull it out. What'd you see?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Kenny Goins hits the game-winning shot with 34 seconds remaining, a three after being blocked into practically oblivion by Zion Williamson a couple minutes before, and this was just a great game in the sense that
It really was.
there was never a sense up really until the final clock runs out as to what's going to happen. Duke goes on a run. Michigan State goes on a run. It was back and forth. My game story was barely written. It's just one of those things where it's like, this is what you imagine a game like this to be, and usually they don't live up to the hype.
Yeah.
And for this too, it was really exciting for everyone.
Yeah, the story is Goins' three. Izzo had a funny story on that after the game, and he was like, "Well, take the shot. He had 15 feet." And Goins said he had 15 feet on the ball, and he was like, "Well, Zion can block it from one end to the other."
Right.
And I mean, he really did. He got all of it. I think you touched on the run. Michigan State, or Duke rather, starts with a 12-0 run, probably midway through the first half. Michigan State responds with a 13-0 run, and I think that's probably the most underappreciated part of this game, and that's saying a lot because it was so pivotal. But the second half was so back and forth, and it was only that way because Michigan State was able to stop the leading.
And on that run to end the half, Cassius Winston scored or assisted on every single basket. He is a different type of player than Zion Williamson, I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
But in his own way, with his bizarre sort of mix of never going very fast and a lot of elbows and trying to create space, he makes the plays happen. He's done it all year. And for him to do it in this game, when I thought Trey Jones played pretty good defense on him the whole game, and he finished with, what did he finish with, 22?
21, 20.
20.
And
and
then,
10 assists.
Yeah, 20, 10 assists.
So that's 40 points minimum right there. That he's
All
directly
40 minutes,
responsible
too.
for, and played all 40 minutes.
And he's going to probably have to play 40 minutes the rest of the way out. I don't really see a scenario where Foster Lawyer, unless...
Yeah, I don't think so, unless there's foul trouble. Obviously, Texas Tech is next Saturday in Minneapolis.
That's a whole other level.
And their defense is very different than Duke's, certainly, but it definitely stymied Michigan in the Sweet 16.
I think also a very underrated part of this game is Xavier Tillman.
Right.
He finishes with a semi-quiet 19 points, 9 rebounds, but the defense that he had was the best that I've seen all season. And he gets... there was a sequence there where he had blocks on back-to-back possessions.
Right.
He had a handful of steals.
What did Zion finish with?
Zion, you look at the stat line and you go, Zion Williamson finishes with 24 points, 14 rebounds, 3 blocks, 3 steals. And you think to yourself, well, the guy had a game. And, I mean, that's just what he does on a regular basis. Right. Going into this game, Michigan State knew Zion was going to just do Zion. But whatever stops they did get was just an added bonus. I think ever since sliding into that starting role, Xavier Simpson has been sort of the linchpin of Michigan State's defense.
Tillman, but yeah.
Oh,
Xavier Tillman. No, you're good.
What did I say?
You said Xavier Simpson.
Wow.
That's okay.
It's been a long day.
Xavier Simpson had his Final Four run last year.
Yeah.
And Tillman has his this year, and his defense was excellent. Nick Ward even came in and played pretty good defense on Zion Williamson for a stretch when Tillman was in foul trouble. It does sound crazy, right? Because Zion, at one point in the second half, looked like he was going to win the game by himself.
Yeah. Because then he started knocking down threes.
Right. Zion knocks down a couple threes, and then it's like, well, if he's hitting threes, I don't know what you do.
Yeah.
Because it's very difficult to guard one-on-one. But they were able to limit it, right? And 24 points, a lot of points, but it wasn't ever the avalanche.
Yeah.
And that's what was important, and that's what kept them in the game. And then down the stretch, Duke's made these plays a couple times in a row.
Yeah.
Michigan State's made these plays all year.
And you know what?
And they did tonight.
RJ Barrett, he hits a 3 with 2 minutes left to cap off a 7-0 Duke run.
Yeah.
And from there, it really it gave Duke the lead, and it looked like Duke was going to come away with it. Michigan State gets a key defensive stop, and then that's when you get the back and forthness. There was the out of bounds play, but for Michigan State, and then Goins has his 3.
Right.
It's the best basketball I think they've played all season, and it's against perhaps, or not even perhaps, the best team they've played all season.
Yeah, the best team they played all season, probably the best team in the country, but not the best team tonight. And that's something that was definitely a hard pill to swallow for Duke because Zion's gone, RJ's gone, Cam Reddish is gone. Coach K will still be here.
Yeah. For his 40th season.
But it'll be interesting to see the legacy of that team, I think, because this is so good, so talented to make it to the Final Four. This Michigan State team, we should mention, Matt McQuaid avoids being the first senior of the Izzo era to not make the Final Four.
And that's the first senior in 24 years. I mean, that's an incredible streak.
And it's pretty incredible that there's never been a 4-year period during Izzo's tenure where the Spartans didn't make the Final Four. And there's been so much talk the last 3 years, 3 first weekend exits. This was a little bit of the old school situation where Michigan State wasn't as talented as the team they played. And they made the plays in the end.
I think
an experience.
And especially when defense travels. Everybody likes offense, everybody likes flashy players. But when you get consistent defense, and it's always going to be like that, I mean, that's like why a team like Texas Tech is going to the Final Four as well.
Right.
It's just, Izzo says it all the time, defense travels, and Izzo now going to his 8th Final Four. He kind of made a joke. He doubled his win total against Coach K.
He did. He was 1-11 coming in. He's now 2-11. We'll take it. We got stories to write.
Yeah.
And we got a car to get in. So we'll see you in Minneapolis.
We will. Check our personal socials at Casey_Harrison1, at ChaseMarino13. The state news on Twitter, Facebook, pretty much everything there is. And the state news website, statenews.com. And until next time, in Minneapolis, thank you for watching.